Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. So, today was one of those days where I did not trade live. You can see it's 12:13 right now. And I figured take the day to figure some more stuff out, continue progressing the system. And this is what I put together for us. I took some time off this morning to compile all our results, all this back testing where we went through, labeled every single trade. This is live. So, we got to go to our data analysis, which is where we collected data. And at the very end of it, we created a rule set. Just kidding, it's not this one. Right here. So we went through, did an entire analysis, then fit this analysis to live trading, in which we did here. We went through each component, tested it. So far so good on different markets, live. So what I will be focusing on next is going through the scanner again, checking all markets. I'm going to end up deleting all trades again and rechecking all markets for the day. And then we are going to pair it with our awesome checklist we have, which is going to be this guy, I believe, right here. So we'll go one by one. I did clean up the rules a little bit, but if we need any more depth or clarity behind what we meant, well, we have them all here. And I'm literally giving you guys a system that will make millions, does make millions. So pay attention. This is some serious stuff here. This is what real trading consists of. It's about building an edge, finding an edge, building it, and then just executing at that point. That being said, we are going to probably do top down of all markets again. We have in our watch list, and then we're going to go back through the watch list, add any other markets that we see fit, and we'll go from there. But actually, we'll start with the scanner. The scanner already has all the general parameters we want to look for. Price over $5, market cap of 300 mil plus. We could even drop this to 200, but for sake of having less markets, I think that'd be good. Performance-wise, we want at least the last month. I think that's a reasonable ask. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. 20% increase. And then we're excluding over-the-counter assets. I don't trade those. And then average volume, we're going to want over 2 mil in the last 10 days. So average of last 10 days, pretty much. Okay. We can go ahead, jump up to the 4 hour. And all we're doing is pretty much we're going to be following, where is it, 4 hour? This right here. That's all we're looking at pretty much. So we're just going to check each of these up on every market we look at. Now I can do it mentally a lot quicker, but it'll be good. And then we'll go through removing any markets we don't like, or yeah. There we go. That is way better. Then we can move this all the way over, close this guy up, and then we can just go one by one. Cool. Well, let's start with LLY. Oh, and this is actually on our list. What a great start. Right away, let's take a peek here. Delivering strongly with no sideways or chop. Delivering strongly with no sideways or chop. 50 MAs are clean and pretty clear. Yeah. Definitely not back here, but here, absolutely. Expansion and contraction are clean. Absolutely. Reaccumulating and attempting to continue. Yeah. No failed sign of strength. Correct. Hovering over the MAs. Correct. No signs of larger chop forming. Correct. We have to zoom out. Oh my goodness. This market is just spectacular. Look at this. We are just building at this point. No signs of large chop forming. Past price action is consistent with strong continuation. Let's look at past price action. Good, good, good. And if we go to past trending price action, this wasn't so clear. I didn't like that. Didn't like this either. But yeah, I mean, I'd say pretty reasonable price action. Definitely none of this. This is clean. This is clean. So yeah, I'd say so. This is a market that I would throw on my list. And if we check, it is already on my list. Okay, this guy. Immediate no. Immediate no. Why? Is the market delivering strongly? No sideways or chop. What is this? And this goes in line with the MAs. Where is it? MAs clean, smooth, and directional. What are the MAs doing? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Like, y'all see that, right? Minus that giant, But yeah, there's no clarity here. Next one. Okay. It's different. We gapped up. We'll just go one by one. MA is clean and smooth. Not quite here. Not a big fan of that. Expansion and contraction does look pretty all right. Reaccumulating, attempting to continue. No failed sign of strength. Yep. Hovering over the MAs in a non-messy manner. Yep. No signs of larger chop forming. Not yet. Price action consistent with strong continuation. For the most part. Overall, clean. No weird back and forth. So this is one that rings a weird bell in the back of my head. Something about this is being weird. And so I'm trying to identify what it could be. I don't like this price action right here. I think this was quite unclean. So I jump down to the 30 and see how we played out here for a little bit higher resolution idea. But yeah, we underwent some sort of, it's not too bad. I'd consider this chop the moment we failed right here. This chop, we put in a sign of strength, but like this would have been your entry. And then we failed back down, we pushed up. It's a weird market. I'd probably want to stay out of it. Is it on our watch list? It is. So this market is yelling something interesting to me, and I don't like it so much. So we are simply going to remove it off our list and come here and say, market is looking a little weird, illiquid, jumpy on higher time frame. And that's all I need. That way, later when I come to it, it's like, oh, that's why I skipped it. Okay, jump into the next market. Jumped out of whatever this was, but look at price. Look at the way it was delivering. Chop, 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 chop. And only at this point did price start getting clear, like from here on forward, which isn't bad, but let's look at what's going on. Clean delivery right now with no chop, yep. MAs are clean, absolutely. Expansion and contraction, absolutely. Accumulating and attempting reaccumulation. Or we're in continuation, yeah. No failed sign of strength, good. Hovering above MAs, not messy. No signs of larger chop forming. Not yet. Price action consistent with strong continuation. Kind of. Not really. But to be fair, all this was in chop and all of this was in chop. And we're just now moving away from that with a giant sign of strength probably around this point. So I can't hold it against it right now. It's like a court of law almost. You have to, it's innocent until you prove it guilty. And at this point, it's innocent. It moved away, so there's no way to prove that this is like the start of another. But what we can do, and what I do is go back to previously trending markets and see how they moved. So here, chop, 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 somewhat clean, 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 and clean, 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 clean. So I know this market is certainly capable of performing. However, it looks fairly illiquid on the 4 hour. Look at this. What is this? GM, General Motors. So it's certainly not illiquid, but the way price moves, even in a trending market environment where the MAs are somewhat clean, look at price. You'd have to guess here, you'd have to guess here, you'd have to get lucky here. This is somewhat clean. I do like that. And then here, what I'd do is jump down to the 30 and see how price is behaving. On the 4 hour, we ended up breaking down. We built back up. And probably on the 30 minute, I'd wait for us to leave whatever this chop range is. Sign of strength right here. So I'd start falling this point forward. And we're going to see what price looked like. Entry, 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 and entry. And we step down lower. And we see what opportunities were available to us. Maybe. Probably break even or loss. Maybe. No. Something about this market is yelling no. And I'm not telling you there's no opportunities. I'm actually saying there's probably going to be wonderful opportunities. It's just not for us. Yet. Is it on our list? It is. So 4 hour is looking a little weird. Not perfect conditions. And there you go. STX, I know we were looking at a while ago. Ended up just failing down. Not really looking at this market right now. Look at the beautiful deliveries it had. Beautiful delivery it had. Nice chop. We actually put a giant sign of strength there. But then one of our rules is no failed sign of strength. We got our sign of strength. Continue going. And I actually want to go to the more specific rules up here because they'll define it way better. But if market starts to reaccumulate but fails, continue delivering, and somewhat falls back down, stop following. What happened? We got our sign of strength, started delivering, and we kind of failed. So at this point, this is the start of more chop, especially because we broke down right here. And it's like just unclean. Something about this is not clean. Look at when the market wants to go, it's going to look like this. Look at what the market looks like. So, okay, not on our list. I remember removing this 2 days ago. Unclean market, no longer looking at. And then when I come back in 2 days and I come and look at how the market played out, that might teach me something new about my system I didn't know. Now I'm wondering if there's a way to lock this note so I don't accidentally modify anything. Lock page. Perfect. That way I don't delete text or something. Okay, so we've gotten through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 markets. Now we've been going pretty slow. We can certainly speed up the process, but even at this point, this market is just, there's nothing here for us. Skip. Nothing here for us. Skip. There's potentially something here. So we're on the 4 hour. Giant longer term period here. We pushed up. MAs are clean and with lots of potential. Jump down to a 30 minute. We're probably going to have missed an entry here this morning because I think I might be seeing something here. Boom. And then entries here, here, and then delivery. So absolutely going on the watch list. And actually, I don't want this to be all the way down here. This is going to be further towards the top. And then you can jump down to your 5 minute and find your entries. We pushed up, we came back down, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would have been a loss right here. But then we push back up and we get 1, 2, 3. And on our 4th candle, we get a new high. So this would be where our entry gets placed. And you're off to the races. So at this point, for forward testing purposes, I do something like this. And we'll see how it plays out throughout the day, pretty much. Or throughout the next few days. You can see there's a good amount of gappage here. 0.12% of spread. It's all right. Give me just 1 second though. Sorry about that. Yeah, and we'll go through this a little deeper here in a minute once we get to our watch list. But yeah, look at the 4 hour. It's clean. It's absolutely clean. LVS. Sorry. LVS is moving beautifully. Now, One thing to take note of is that while LVS might be moving beautifully right now, we just looked at a market that was in a very similar market condition of this, but that market managed to break out and continue pushing higher. So I'm still going to add it, but there appears to be some sort of relativity. If we go and look at SPY, for example, yeah, SPY is like, this thing is ready to chop here for a hot minute. Now, these markets that we're looking at, this guy, instead of falling and chopping, look at what it's doing. NQ is like down here, just chopping. CAH, or whatever this is going. What is it? Cardinal Health, whatever that is. Okay. LVS has potential, but not for us right now. It's still going to go on the list though. Yep. SNDK. Not for us right now. It's probably going to undergo some further breakdowns. And chances are on the 30, I could see it start chopping here for a little bit. I don't know though. We'll give it time. Expedia. I'm not a big fan of any of this. Let me show you why. Chop. Even when it was moving cleanly, you still got your chop. Chop. Yeah, we built out of it. But what do you think might happen next? I mean, this was clean. This was clean. So the market has certainly proven its ability to deliver clean. Clean. Unclean. Probably. I wouldn't say unclean. It's just pushing the boundaries of what I like to see as clean. Even here, you get like your small push up, which is more than enough opportunity, 30%. But there's certainly cleaner markets out there is what I'm trying to say. If we jump down to the 30 and we look at past entry, and potentially past entry, jump down to the 5 minute. No entry. We're done looking at whatever in the world this is. Sienna? Is that the car company? Sienna? Or Sienna Toyota? That's Toyota. Yep, nothing here. Just falling. And you see how you start going through these markets a lot quicker. Like, yeah, Rivian I know is on our watch list, but it started falling off. Nothing to do. Expediators. This might not be too bad for future setups. Let's go take a look. Built out of whatever that was. Let's look at past trending market environments. Good. Got a little iffy here. Good. A little iffy here. Questionable. Got like a little bit clear right here, and then that was it. Pretty all right. So at this point, I think I'd leave it up to 30 minutes to see what past entries looked like. Entry here, and then building an entry here. However, we started to fall off. So what does that tell me? Let me walk you through it. First of all, let me go look at all the past trades. So on the 5 minute, we built up, beautiful entry right here, probably gapped up, so no entry. And then here, this got to be beautiful. We pushed up, baseline entry here, take a loss, actually a break even, like very likely. And we pushed up, probably an entry here. And so you'd be up this much. And that would be it. So about maybe 12 RR, it would have gone up. Let me see actually. Entry here with a low here, probably not 12, more like 8 RR. Nope, I was right, 12 RR. So we went up a total of about 12 R, 12.5. And it's not bad. However, look at what's actually going on in the market here. We had a reaccumulation of some sort with very nice lines here. Containment. Then we pushed on out of it. We formed another containment, which is completely legit. Like, that's good. However, this last containment broke down. So what is this telling me? At first, it was all good. No longer good. Why? We failed to form that containment. So while whatever this market is good, Failed to build higher on containment deliveries. Not looking at it. And this, I'll come back in the future. And my anticipation or expectation is to do something like this until we get something like this, at this point, we'd start looking at it. I don't know how to use this thing. Variance. 300. 50. 1. 0. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, whatever that does. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm anticipating from this guy. Illuminia. What do you have in store for us? Really nothing right now. It's just, yeah. Q. Ooh, Q. Actually, Q was on our list, I believe. At some point, yeah. So we built out of whatever this was on the 30-minute. Yeah, we had already looked at this guy. On the 4-hour. Yeah, there hasn't been any other entry. The other entry was before we got built out of whatever this was. But if we come in here and look for entries, we have no past history to really define this market, but you would have gotten a loss right here, a beautiful entry right here. I probably wouldn't have taken anything else. 4-hour is delivering very nicely. The 30-minute, we're actually undergoing an entry right now. So give it time. This is going back on the watch list. And we'll throw it somewhere around here. FTI, what is it? FTI? Yeah. FTI. No. It says I'm waiting. We'll just remove it off the list. While there is potential here, once again, look at past price action. How did we move? This is not clarity. This is not clarity one bit. And keep in mind, a couple videos ago, which was just yesterday, I've been uploading quite a lot recently. And one of the videos we covered is we took 2 losses in, I wish I still had the markets in here. We took 2 losses in one of these markets. It was Rivian. Rivian was one of them. Now, look at Rivian. Look at how it moved. Look at how like weird and there's something off about it. Now go and look at, I think, Lily. Go and look at Lily, Rivian. Lily, Rivian. Y'all see the difference? Something about this is just off. And I can't tell you what. If you go and look at, also took a loss on this guy. Was it this guy? Oh, well, we got stopped out. Not quite a loss. Took another, yeah, it was this guy, TVTX. Look, like there's something just off about this market. You don't even need to verbalize it. You just know. And it's from experience. Something about this market, even though, yeah, we're moving, something's not straight with this market. And I took a trade because, well, we hadn't done this process yet. So now that we did this process, I can go to FTI and see on the 4-hour, something about this just I don't like. Something about this is weird. So we'll remove it off our list, which it is. We'll go to this guy. What is this? DD. It's moving. And it's moving strong. Let's go look at past trending market deliveries. This was clean, not clean, clean, not clean. So it's very hit or miss with this market. Like most of the time, unclean, unclean, somewhat clean. When it's super bullish, it gets a little cleaner, but then you get like, hey, you know. So this market, DD, probably is not going to go on my watch list. Even though, yeah, we did build out of whatever this was, looking at the 30-minute past entries, no. It's that simple. DRH. Diamond Rock Hospitality. Right now it's just going down. We are, oh, yeah. It looks like we might have it on our list. And then we do. Oh, there it is. Where were we? DD. DRH? Where is that on here? Weird. All right. I don't know where that went. Go ahead and close this guy. Light. Nope. Nope. Oh, we're looking at the 30. My bad. DD, no. No. Maybe. We just had earnings come out. Clean MAs. We are sticking a little bit too much to the MAs. I wish we'd see a little bit more expansion, contraction, but at this point it's just we're writing them. And it started to get a little weird with the shine candle. It was red news, so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. But if we go to past price action, look at this: expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. Look at what's going on here. Writing. Here we had an nice little expansion, contraction. So this is almost giving me vibes that it wants to come back down, and it likely will. Is there still yeah, there's no potential. All hope is lost. Okay. Nope. Nope. What is this? Yeah, there's potential, but it was delivering at this point. I get it if it'd be going sideways, but no, we are delivering. GMed? Nope. Nope. Maybe. It was unclean here. I don't like this. But then we got pretty clean here and pretty clean here. And it was okay at the beginning. And we're just in full delivery. So this might be a market worth considering. Now, came in, built this guy, and now we're building this guy. Assuming we hold this, here, I'll throw an alert right here. Assuming we hold this low, we should be good. So go ahead and add it to our beautiful watch list up to the top. GH. Nope. Maybe. But even then, probably no. I'd say no, because even when we are in a very trending environment, look at how far we're moving. Even though we are in a very trending environment, look at how it moves when it does move. It's just not something I'd want to put my money into. RNA? Nope. Nope. I do remember looking at cells on this one. Let's see how they played out yesterday. We were looking at taking cells, and I mean, this thing's just going. Like, your only entry probably would have been here. And it would have rewarded you pretty heavily. I do remember, what day was this though? 13th? That was today. Wow, okay. So entries today. This could have been something. Let's go take a deeper look at what's going on here though. It's actually not bad delivery. I just hate the fact that it like goes, crashes, goes, crashes, goes, crashes, like in a very cyclic manner. I do like how it moves when it does trend. Don't know what that was. Let's not look at that. Not a big fan of this right now. So probably it's different though. It's different, you guys. This asset is different. No, I'm just kidding. Probably not. yes, there's potential, but this is like the first swing of very clean price action, you know, besides this. Everything else is just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Here too. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're just chopping. Chopping, chopping. And then, yeah, every once in a while you do get that good run, but maybe. What I will do, I guess I did have it in the waiting stage. It is on our list. We'll leave it there to see what happens, but CRK. Is this the guy where we took our loss? No, we took a nice break even here. But even looking at this market, look at the beauty behind it. Look at the beauty behind it, minus this guy. Don't know what happened there. But yeah, textbook. And then a secondary entry right here. I don't know if we got anything. Yeah, right there. Probably a break even or a loss, but it's on our list, so we'll keep it. MTSR. Nope. Frog. Okay, good gap up. Past price action, it wasn't half bad. Could have been way cleaner though. No clear expansions or contractions per se. It has a couple, but you gotta really cherry pick them, you know? Probably not. This could be the start of something larger. But even then, it's just like, no good history on asset standing by. And if anything, we'll add frog to our list, but we'll keep it at the very bottom. Open. Let me take a quick break here, guys. I want to take a little breather, and then I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys. I don't exactly know where I left off, besides the fact that I think we were looking at frog. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, no good history on the asset, just weird. Even going to past price action, this is not something we want to do. Go to open. It's also kind of rough around the edges. Just looking at, briefly looking at past price action, look. Choppy, MAs, no flow. Like, once again, I'm going to show you an example of Q, for example. I think that's one that was okay. Now, Q doesn't have a whole lot of history, but let's assume the 4 hour is a 2 hour in this case. Look at this movement. Now, we're going to jump to open on the 4 hour. Was it open? I believe it was. And, I mean, the history here. Chop, chop, chop. We do undergo some longer stage 1, but notice we're still within it. I'd want to wait for a stronger stage 1. So if anything, I might start writing comments on all of these, and as we come back day by day, we'll have a better narrative behind them. But chopping in large range need sign of strength. Something as simple as that. Okay. Next one is Brucker, whatever this is. Okay. We built out of whatever this range was. Very illiquid, very choppy, very weird. It didn't get clear until this point in price action. Now, that being said, we can go back to previous price action and see how it played out. Once again, it looks questionable. Is there potential? Absolutely. There is opportunity here. A lot of it. It's just not the cleanest market ever. We did build out of this range and then fractally reaccumulated. One thing we could do is, for example, if we really wanted to get involved, step down to 30 and see what that looked like. What did the entries look like? Clearly, I mean, there's nothing here for us. Like, maybe you could force something here and maybe something here, but that's going to be like your best luck. Yeah, you would have gotten a break even here and no entry here, unless you would have forced some there. But that's the point where you just say walk away. While this market has come out with immense strength, look at what it looks like. Look at the other markets on our watch list. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Why are you going to settle for this when you can literally go to the premium side of things, right? So it's just a question of saying no, because that's likely going to be a loss. Let's go take a look at this market, which is called C. Zooming out right away, let's assume while not very accurate, this was all chop because it gives us just a very clear way of seeing this. Because more realistically, we were in chop, built out of it, a little bit more chop, built out of it, and now we're fully delivering. But it's just simpler to draw an entire region like that. Let's go see what happened. We do have earnings coming up probably in, yeah, oh, we got plenty of time till earnings. So looking at the way price played out, there's no immense strength behind this. Look at the narrative. We push up, come down, push up, come down, push up, break all the way down again, all the way down, and then we get strength. And then if you look at the past history delivery, like for example, market delivery strong, yeah, I guess, if that's what you classify as strong. MA is clean, smooth, and directional. No, chop, chop, chop. Maybe like little bit of cleanliness. Expansion, contraction, expansion sequence. Expansion, contraction, expansion, fail through, expansion. We do contract, so some aspects of it maybe. Reaccumulation and attempt to continue. No failed sign of strength. We have a failed sign of strength. We got our sign of strength, started delivering, failed right down. Skip the market. It's as simple as that. Are we hovering? Yep. This, even if we go to past history, let's go to where the market really was doing really well. Really? You want to get in on this asset? No. And that's what I'm here to teach you guys. It's stick to the clean stuff. Why? There's how many 15,000 markets in the US? Something like that. So why would you? How many stock markets in the US stock market? How many stocks? Not bad. We have, okay, 2,000 number of listings. We certainly should have more. Okay, well, total listed companies. All I know is that for my scanner, I got over 15,000 that populate. And that's all that matters to me, right? Whether it be futures, Forex, all that, it's all covered. Right now, I only have stocks. And even if you're able to locate the top 90 stocks that might maybe give you an opportunity, that's all you should be concerned about. Looking at Nove, whatever this is, absolutely not. What is this? No. Maybe we build back out. Looking at yeah, this is just like, what are you doing? No. Maybe if you want to force something, yeah, we came out of this region and we're pushing higher. But let's jump down to the 30 and you'll see what I'm talking about. Maybe a clean entry to support it. So maybe a clean entry, but remember one of my rules on the 30-minute. If constraintment is drawn clearly. At this point, we have complete disrespect of containment, so no clear selling. Maybe here, maybe here. Let's go take a look. Okay, you would have gotten a couple good trades here. Potentially, like even here, entry. Here, like your entry would be far higher. And maybe. But just looking at this 4 hour, is this something you really want to be in? When you can go to any of these markets and look at how, well, maybe not Rivian. Look at how clean this is. Clean. LLY I think was all right. LLY was a little rougher towards the lower ends, but look at how much time it had to prove itself. Like, this is just beauty. And when it does deliver, was LLY one that I took a trade on? Yeah. Even then, it's, look at the MAs. They're clean. They're crisp. Yeah, price might be a little questionable liquid-wise, but where were we? We were on Nove. Looking at this guy, it's just almost asking for trouble. Yeah, we did build out of it. And there's one good trade in here that came back down, so yeah. Comp, seems like we were checking this one out earlier. Looking at price, generically speaking, if you want to look at this as larger chop, go for it. For me, it is too big of a range to want to consider it at that point. So what I would do is look at fractals within it. So yeah, we built out of it and we're pushing far higher. Hopefully this is on our watch list. Overall, when we look at past price delivery, MAs are clean. Price action could be a little cleaner, but even then you do get your beautiful pauses, your beautiful continuations. And even down here, after we flushed, we built back up with smoothness. Compare this to open. Was it open? No, it wasn't open. Maybe Baker? Yeah. Something about this price, just giant high, low, high, low, high, low, high, all the way low. Jump to comp. Comp is smooth. There's no crazy ranges. So on comp, when we jump down to the 30, let's go look at potential past opportunities, which we actually had one highlighted here. Right now, it's not very clean. But if we highlight, for example, this guy failed further down. So if it sounds reasonable, you can draw it like this, which sounds all right. Or you can wait for validation to come through, strength, and then you're in. And then you're in. Now we can step down to the 5 minute. And we can see here, no real entry. You could have taken that, but that's within the range for me. So I don't like that, and I don't like that. I want to see the market cap of this guy. Where is it? Security info. Volume 13 mil. 5.2 bill. Okay, so very liquid company per se. Large market cap, so certainly not an issue for us in terms of that, but something about this is just slightly off. I'm trying to figure it out. Good. And outside of this, yeah, we have our giant crash down. We build back up with an immense sign of strength. And on the 30, we do have this guy, and we have this guy right here, followed by this guy. All of these are valid so far because there's no entire failure. Would have gotten an entry, probably a break even, come back up, sideways. I wish there was a minor pause somewhere around here, maybe, but no. Not for me right now. It is in the realm of potentially setting up, but if anything, I'd want to say the 30-minute flush down or do something different because we accumulated momentum 1, maybe 2, 3, going for 4. At this point, I'd want to see full fall down. So what I do is check if it's on the list. It's not, and I believe I may have taken it off earlier because we had drawings on it. So we definitely had checked this out. And I think I'm going to choose to stay out of this. Simple as this. Something about this market feels off. And that's it. We'll get back to it in a week or so. Nope. Maybe. We had a giant bullish push out of this guy. Now we zoom out. Oh, that's all we have. Yeah. I mean, it's all right. There's not too much to work with. On the 30-minute, probably here, we're going to start to see a little bit of chop back and forth. And at this point, I'm kind of just waiting for a sign of strength. I could see this as chop for a little bit. So I'd add it to the bottom of my waiting list. I could see this building out. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Here, let me draw it out. Chop, 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 chop. Sign of strength. Sideways, and we're off. Go look at previous 4-hour delivering markets, and it delivers cleanly when it does. Don't look at this. This was in 20. Was this in 25? Okay. It seems like it's kind of picked up its act a little bit. It's a little questionable. I do like the strength behind this. Kind of closely resembles this move right here. Once again, could be the start. Look at that. And how much did we fly up? 44%. Right now we're up only. So we have plenty of opportunity here. It's just going to take a little bit of time for this market to build out of whatever we're in, and then we could potentially start following it. And that's added on the list. Whatever this asset is, we underwent whatever this was, built out of it, and then we came back down, completely crashed down, rebuilt back out of this. One thing I don't like is what in the world was, oh, I guess it was earnings. So maybe we give it the benefit of the doubt here. Cleanly delivering, no chop. For the most part, I'd say so. I mean, this is accumulation. So once again, we got to be graceful with it, but no chop outside of that. If we look at past deliveries, clean, 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 a little bit of chop, questionable, a little bit of chop, a little bit of chop, and then every once in a while, you'll get your very clean burst. If we go back here, clean, clean, clean. I don't like how it was writing here, but it's still good. Very clean expansion, contraction, expansion. So when money comes into this, we know that money can move nicely. Now this was 2021, too long ago. Things change, but yeah, I'm actively looking at, yeah, no failed sign of strength. I think it'd be worth to step down, even as messy as whatever this was. Looking at entries potentially here, 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 and then we're actually setting up right now. Stepping down to the 5-minute and trying to see what was available and how. Nothing here. Yep, something here. November 11th, and then entry here. And you're just holding at this point. Market does look a little illiquid. Just ever so slightly, market cap of 5 billion. Plenty of money to go around, so no issues there. And if we go to past entries, past entry, past entry, if this market cleans up its act, it's going to have plenty of potential. Entry here, probably a loss or break even. Entry here, and you get your runner. A mega runner. That's a whole week long's worth of a runner. So yeah, there is certainly potential with this guy. We'll add it to watch list and move it higher up because it could set up tomorrow. Oh, my bad. Meant that to be a 4-hour looking at this market. Beautiful deliveries, nice sideways, beautiful expansions, contractions. So definitely okay. Oh, can't say the same about this market. When was this? 2024. To be fair, yeah, that's not something I follow. Very dirty price action. Finally got clean when serious money came in. And then, jeez, don't want to be trading that, whatever that is. Okay, and at this point, I mean, we've moved so far away from it, and look at these examples. Look at potentially even from here to here. Lots of opportunity here on the 30. We're just now building out of this. So what asset is this? CoGT? Yeah, yeah, we have it. And we have it labeled already. So absolute beauty off of this guy. What day was this? November 12th. Today is the 13th. So no real setup today. Even when we stepped down to the 5-minute. Would have been a setup right here. Nothing got validated. Fell back down. Setup. Maybe you got tapped in and you're just barely holding on this guy. And we'll see tomorrow. Now, I wouldn't enter right before market close, but we'll see tomorrow. It might gap up. And this is just for data collection purposes on the 13th. So I'd move it over to the 15th or 14th. Cool. And already on our list. So that's a prime example of me doing the same analysis on the same markets I've been doing and coming to the same conclusion. Before I even saw what market it was, we know there is congruence or consistency across how I review these markets. Gonna go ahead and delete whatever alert. We'll keep it for now. But this is clearly a market that I looked at some point. It's not on our list. So it looks like I may have removed it for some reason. And we'll take a look why. 4-hour on whatever this is. PBF. Okay, we built out whatever this was. This was. Taking a closer look at this, yeah, we built out of here. We pushed higher. And at this point, yeah, we just started falling down. What I was waiting for was something of this type, which there's still potential. Hear me out. But it's just going to take a while. Because chances are what's going to happen here is we're actually going to chop up, down, up, down, up, down. And then finally we'll get a sign of strength to continue following this market. So at this point in time, this market moves well, moves well, moves well. There's potential here. It's just going to take time. So what I would do is add it to the watch list, but all the way at the bottom. So later I can come back and verify any new markets. We're going to take one final look. And actually, one of the rules I have here on the 4 hour is given a longer period channel down on the validation, so 30-minute, longer channel down on validation could be reflected on the 4 hour as well. Well, that's exactly what we have here. So chances are this could pick up very quickly tomorrow, which is going to be wonderful to see. Looking, or is tomorrow Friday? Yeah, we got tomorrow as well. Okay, looking at this asset, same thing, probably a little less clear, especially on the 30. So, I mean, it just moves pretty okay. Expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, a little bit of chop here, not the cleanest. Expansion, contraction, like very wave style contraction. Slow chop, expansion, contraction. What do you think is going to happen here? Right, on the 4 hour, we built on out of this guy, and we start putting in structure. It's just going to take a long time. So at that point, the moment we put in our sign of strength, not quite, right? Like maybe sign of strength, we fail back down, sign of strength, fail back down. So at this point, we'd have a chop region within here. And you're just waiting for a good sign of strength, good sign of strength. Finally, a potential sign of strength falls back down. And then by the end of this entire move, your chop is going to be likely consistent, or yeah, of this entire region right here. And the moment you get your sign of strength, you're following longs again. So what would happen if we step down to 30 and try to find our entry? Entry here, entry here, entry here, 5 minute. Let's see what was available for us at that time. Entry here, loss. Yeah, loss, entry here. Depending on where you put your loss or your SL, I think you'd be okay. And entry here. If, how high is this? Yeah, this would be your highest entry right here, which once again is met with delivery minus, who knows what this was, a 6% wick. That's insane. Okay. There's potential on this market. Once again, gonna move it to the bottom of the list. There we go. BHF. Nope. Probably not. Nope. Amerix. While the market does deliver, look at the way in which it delivers. Strong move up, sideways, 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 complete falls down. Strong move up, sideways, falls down, strong move up. There's potential. I mean, I do like the way it moves. Look at that MA's expansion, contraction, full contraction, full chop. And this is what I mean at this point, not touching, not touching, not touching, sign of strength, maybe follow it in here for one small long, falls back down. Now your chop is literally, let me show you, this entire area. And that's why it's important to zoom out, because you could zoom in here and be like, oh yeah, we're long. And maybe you catch like 1 or 2, 3 trades in here. Let's go take a look. Falls back down. Huh. Doesn't this look familiar, huh? We actually just looked at a market that had that same thing. So this market, I'm starting to see it more as chop than anything. So it's better to stay out. Oh, and that's funny. The next one is called out. Funny to stay out. Cool. Well, on this one, we certainly built out of, even if you want to consider this a range, immense strength out of that, which is good for us. Well, yeah, built out of this guy, and now we're just in full delivery, which reminds me of all these other ones. On the 30-minute, let's look at past entries. Potential past entry, potential past entry, potential past entry, potential past entry. If we look at this, accumulation moments 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but fails down. Fails down longer, period chop. So at this point, if anything, I'd be waiting for sign of strength. One strong push out of here, and on the first retracement, I'm in. You guys see that? So I'd add it to my waiting. Where are we on this list? We're almost done with the list. It's that simple. Look at this guy. Here, one thing I forgot to look at is past delivery on the 4 hour, I believe. Which I think I did briefly talk about it, maybe. But look at how nice it moves. Yeah, I get it has its periods, but think about it this way. The moment we push up higher, you're looking for longs, fails back down, not touching. At this point, I'd consider a chop. Wait for your sign of strength. Potentially falls back down, not touching. All this is chop. Immensely falls down, so you could start following sells at this point. And then chop, not touching, and now all of this is chop. So until you get that sign of strength, you'd be out of this market for a little bit. There's potential here. It's just... not for me at the moment. Milko, nothing. Actually, I do like the... these deliveries are a little sus. Not gonna lie. Actually reminds me of the markets where I took several losses back to back, so we'll skip that one. Let me look at out again. Well, this market is likely to recover to some extent. I think it just needs lots of time. Even if we jump down to a 30, it's just going to be straight chop. Let me zoom in here for you guys. Chop. What am I waiting for? Sign of strength to continue following. That's all. SOS to continue following. And that's it. TVTX. Oh, I think I removed this one. Yeah. And we'll see with the new analysis we have if we would have stayed out of this market. Well, first thing we notice, chop. MA's unclear. MA's unclear. Let's look at past delivery of this market. Okay, somewhat clean. I just don't like the candles. You can just see it in price. Something doesn't feel right about this asset. And I guess that's something you might only experience after you've been in the markets for a long time. And you see this, for example. Actually, trying to look for like a somewhat clean example. Even this, like, even though this isn't the cleanest market, it's still clean. Does that make sense? And then we go back to XG, my bad. You don't have that. It's just like, whoa. What happened here? Whoa. So yeah, that's why I removed it. And I think I did take a loss here. Was it TGX? Where was it? Yeah, it was TVTX, my bad. Even that one, TXG, which is up here. Well, we'll take another glance at it here in a minute, but yeah, something about this just doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right. That's all. That's all you need to know. The only thing that did feel right was this little push right there. That was it, the expansion contraction. And, you know, it delivered to some extent. Let's go look at this guy. You're building out of whatever this is, so that's good. Longer or higher time frame breakout. And at this point, we're just kind of coming down. There's still plenty of potential. And what this is going to turn into is a nice 30-minute retracement. And looking at this is clean. Look at how clean this is. This is a market I'd follow. Look, we're going to go ahead and label some entries. After our sign of strength, which this giant gap up, we kind of failed to continue pushing higher. So at this point, this is all chop. Sign of strength here falls back down. And then maybe relabel this as this, and then I'd start looking at this market probably somewhere around here to continue falling higher. So I'd leave that line there just so we know. At this point, entry potentially here. This is kind of unclean and hard to label. So maybe here, maybe here, maybe here. Jump down to the 5 minute. No entry, no entry. Maybe an entry if you want to force something. I wouldn't. And at this point, if we were to be a little bit more precise with this, we'd have something like this. That's just now coming out. So I'd add my alert right here for the morning. As at tech, ATech. Drag this guy up here and we'll check it out in the morning. And let me look at one more look at ATech real quick. I mean, look at the potential it has. Yeah, candles are a little sus. Clean, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. If we go look at modern or current price. Beautiful expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, full contraction, ready to hopefully take off. I could see this. Visco. Oh, Victoria's Secret. Let's see what Victoria's Secret has in store for us. What the secret is. Well, Victoria's Secret isn't very secretive because what it's telling me right now is that it is chopping. Unclean. Yeah, you get your one stage of cleanliness and then we fail back down. So at this point, I'm not very confident in this market. Price delivery seems a little weird. And especially when you get a sign of strength like this, longer term, of course, something about it doesn't feel right. And so what ended up happening here is we started our retracement and then we failed back down. Our sign of strength was put in for this fractal range. If I jump down to 30, expansion, failed, then we expanded out again and then failed again, versus if you would have gotten on like even down here, expansion, go, 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 go. Something about this just irks me. Let's go look at past price action. Moves all right, moves all right. A little chop, but starts moving all right again. Let's go look at this guy again. Yeah, it's just in chop right now. And I wouldn't touch this market for a little bit. Dying. What is this? Dying Therapeutics? Not that I know what it is or care what it is, but at this point we're in chop. That's all. No reason to trade this. If we get a nice sign of strength right here to continue higher, I'm all in it. Not in it. Might be a longer period. Yeah. Like at this point, no. Market needs time to stabilize, to figure what it wants to do. Probably chop around for a little bit and then we'll continue higher. Lefts. Probably not. Probably not. Something about this feels irky. Even if I step down to 30, I promise you it's going to look really weird. Maybe you could force something, maybe force something. Once again, remember our 30-minute rule. We need to see multiple candles that create the selling. Otherwise, chances are it's going to end very poorly for you. Let's go take a look. You might catch a couple entries in here. Entry here, beautiful. Result in a break even. Beautiful entry here. Likely break even, and then maybe one last entry here, break even. Nothing here for us. Looking at this guy, we had a beautiful buyout, then we just failed down. What does that mean for us? Well, we had a lot of really beautiful structure and we fell down. At this point, it's not unreasonable to continue believing the market might continue pushing this guy up or pushing itself up. However, compared to SPY, just as I'd say even weaker than SPY, because SPY was able to contain itself up. And where'd it go? It was down here. Goodness. Victoria's Secret, and then I think it was this guy. Yeah. Larbert, Liberty Energy. Yeah. At least SPY and all the other big companies were able to sustain themselves. This guy just fell off. And that's the idea of relative strength within the market. Let's go take a glimpse at this guy. But once again, this reminds me of, I think it was TVTX, or let's go take a look at TVTX. No, TXG, which we are about to get to. It reminds me of one of these where where did I take my loss in? I took one loss on one of these. I mean, this guy delivered beautifully. I think I may have removed them. Yeah, it was this guy. Look at this price action. Look at the wicks. Look at how the price moves, and then I believe it was DH. No, left. Something about this irks me the wrong way. And then on top of that, it's, if you want to look at it this way, longer term chop. It's the equivalent as if you would have gotten involved here and you're like, yeah, it's going to continue going, but you're not seeing the full image of, oh, where actually are we in price? Same thing here. You're thinking, oh, we're going up, we're breaking highs, whatever it might be, but you get lost in the idea of where you actually are in price, because your chances are, if we look at the playthrough of something like this prior, look at what actually ended up happening. Breakthrough and then chop. And you're stuck there like, hey, this showed insane strength. It's still going up. Like, there's still potential. And it's like, what are you trading, brother? So sad of that guy, Libert. We looked at this DHT we looked at, which, did we? No. Maybe we did. Oh, yes, we did. I said that price was just moving a little weird. And if we go look at past entries, even in this like very strong bullish move, that's something I would have traded. Let's go look at past entries. Entry here, entry here. After longer accumulation, momentum strength out. So maybe, nope. Like maybe you'd have to really force something there or something here, but that's a gap up. No, thank you. TXG. This is on our watch list right now, right here. It's not bad. And I could actually see this building out. We'll go look at past entries. Beautiful past entries. Past entry, past entry. Let's go look at the 4-hour past previous trending environments. Past trending environments. Strong push up, expansion, contraction, fail through, expansion, contraction, fail through. Beautiful expansion. I'm going to actually even replay to this guy and see what was available for us at this given time. 30-minute. Once again, I don't like these, and I don't like these, and I don't, so maybe not. Chances are, yeah, there's definitely going to be a setup in there for us, but not something I am too fond of right now. So let's go take a look at another sample set. I don't like how price moved here. Very choppy, very wicky, very weird. The only time price has actually moved with such immense strength was over all these highs with this giant just push up. Let's go look at if any other condition presented. Like even this is choppy. And it's kind of giving me vibes of whatever this is right now. So let's go and case study, like a one sample case study. And if you do these single sample case studies every single time you see a market and go back, you're going to see something over a long enough time. Step down to the 30. Okay. Yeah. And we have that flush down. And then on the 5-minute, we finally break out. Nothing sets up because we have our 4-candle period. Then we come back down. We push up, we set a high, 1, 2, 3, 4, several, more than 4 candles. Then we push up again, more than 4 candles. Then we push up again, come down sideways, 4 candles. I mean, you're golden at this point. And let's suppose you even missed all of those entries. Well, what was our rule? As long as any entry pertains below the start or the high of the containment line, entry here, and entry here, and you are good to ride this all the way up. So looking at this as a quote unquote single case study, look at how long this was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles on the 4-hour. Now let's go to the new one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is my anticipation? Well, I want to see this guy break out. And hopefully tomorrow. So I'll set my alert, add alert, boom. And then tomorrow in the morning, hopefully on market open, there's going to be some sort of volatility push or something. Boom, you're in. I will keep you guys posted though, because as you guys know, I post all the time. Something about this market I don't like. I don't like the giant wick, even though that was news induced. A little bit of chop here. It's not too bad. Go look at past examples. Crazy expansion, contraction, expansion. Failed to really do this anywhere else cleanly. Expansion, contraction. Don't like that. Beautiful expansion. So this might be like a Hail Mary kind of market where you get a couple of really good entries and then kind of goes like this was clean. Expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion. Fail down. Expansion. At this point, this is like your sign of strength right here, and you're gonna follow it up, hopefully. Giant gap up. Giant gap up. If we look at modern price, candles look all right, minus whatever happened here. And I could see potential on whatever this is. Probably going to be one of those longer period drawdowns. Move this guy here. And I'd be willing to set an alert. CCQ, whatever this is. Looks like I had looked at it before. Stopped looking at it. Let's see why. Yep, we are in chop. And I wonder when I drew this. When was the last time? Not on the list. So at some point I looked at this market after we failed, probably right here is when I would have marked it, or even here, that we're going to be in chop. And lo and behold, what day was this? The 11th? Sounds reasonable. We can actually probably go back to the recording when I looked at this specific market. Nothing I want to look at. Following through, look at this 4-hour market. Don't like even go back to price action. Look at how this moves. And this was recent. So how do you think it's gonna, the market ain't gonna switch up on you like that. Clean delivery here, but look at the lack of fulfillment. E-liquid market. This was market open. Maybe not e-liquid, but just not moving in the way that we anticipated to. Like, yeah, this does move. Let's go to the 4-hour. Actually, let me grab a sip of water. I'm thirsty. Hang on. And we're out of water. So then I jumped down to my 30 minutes to see what entries would look like. Entry here, gaps up. Entry here, entry here, entry here, entry here. Let's go see what it looks like on the... And we don't have enough data. Okay, that's okay. Moral of the story, don't trade this. Look at this. No. We don't trade this stuff. That's for people that lose money. Okay. Looking at turn. Let's go look at past data. Oh, buddy. You're in for a treat if you're trading this guy. Maybe just because it sustained itself here nicely. What if times are different? Sustained itself. This was in April. So maybe something changed in April. I mean, clearly something with earnings, potentially some sort of fundamentals that caused it to just milk. I don't like this price action for the longest period of time. Chop. Falls down. Rebuilds back up, whatever this gap was. And now we're just kind of what I call jizzing up. Like there's no, you're just kind of slow jizz. Best way I found to describe a market, I guess. And at this point, if you were to look at the 30-minute, I think we're going to have a period of, ooh, and I did look at this market. Beauty. Cool. So the way I would have approached this market, even at this given time, good for entry here. Probably somewhere around here. Good for entry here. Still holding, which is astonishing and scary at the same time. And still holding after even this guy, and then maybe an entry here. What day was this? 12th? I don't know why I didn't have this on my watch list. Because that was a okay market to watch. So looking at past price action, really no entry. Maybe an entry, loss, or break even. Let's go look at where the yellow line is at. Where'd I mark off the yellow entry? Yeah, loss or break even, entry, loss or break even, no entry here. Push down, sideways, 1, 2, 3. Got, whoa. That would have been a good entry right here. And I don't know why I didn't mark it. Once again, 1, you get a new high, 2, 3, and on the 4th candle, you get tapped in. Seems like this market is ready to undergo. One thing I have noticed is it'll either like really take off now or just go into a longer period of chilling. And I could see this happening because we built up, fell down, built up, hopefully maybe not fail down, but I would add this to our watchers and I'll put it at the top because this is most likely to fix itself. This is on our watch list. Beautiful build out, immense strength, coming back down, potential to repair itself here. Looking at past price action, horrible. So we gotta see what it looks like when money, true money comes in. All right, with the MAs. This is like the first sign of strength within, not even, yeah, I'd call it a sign of strength within this entire period. And then we go look at periods where we had something similar, where we built out of whatever all this was. Strong push. Yeah. And then just chop. Come out of, so at this point, I'd just be waiting. Sign of strength, we're in. Ride it up. Chop down. Even after this guy. So that's about 2 days of waiting. Chop. Sign of strength right here. Follow it up. So looking at this market, you have some potential. I don't want to knock it out because it does move nicely when there is money behind it. Maybe not here. I mean, there's no money in any of these portions, but yeah, there's potential and it is on our watch list. So good to see. And we do have an alert on it. Jamf. Nope. Fistly. Okay. I'm going to take a quick break here of a couple minutes, grab some water, and then I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys. I am hoping to finish this up somewhat quicker because after we have created the watch list, now we have to re-go through the watch list and re-identify what to watch or what's waiting. And this is all in preparation for tomorrow. So tomorrow, this is like the work you got to do. It's not going to be easy by any means. It's just part of the game. So looking at Fastly, however you say that. Looking at 30 minutes, seems like we started to break down to some extent. And at this point, yeah, this was something that was on our watch list. I'm gonna delete the alert just to look at everything from a clean eye. Nothing on there. Yeah, looking at this 4 hour, we had a beautiful bullish push followed by some sort of containment that actually appears to have failed down. Containment, did we fail down? I believe I looked at this and we may have. Barely supported it, it looks like. Just to the pip, just to the tick, right? So we'll consider that as valid containment. And then we formed a new one, which looked a little weird. And then we started to fall. So this is an interesting one because this is likely going to lead to the beginning of some longer period crazy chop I could see. That's at this point, chances are I wouldn't want to be following this long, especially because we have so many markets already that are so beautiful that why would you want to maybe like be somewhat uncertain about whatever you're going to put money into? I'm looking at past price action, unclear. I mean, we're just gapping up. I mean, it's okay. It can be okay at periods, but yeah, and as you guys can tell, yeah, you have your phases, and I think this was one of those phases. But given the context right now, I could see us chopping around for a little bit. The only thing that's kind of skewing me apart, if we look at Fastly versus what's the actual Fastly versus there's another one that had a very long like this. The only difference between these two is how price played out. What was the story behind it? Story behind this one was, okay, we're going to try to go for another push. Kind of got it. Oh, nope, we fell back down. We're going to try to go for another push. Fell back down. With DHR or DRH, this guy just said, no, we're just going to take a nice little break. It didn't try to force anything. It just subtle, smooth. There's nothing smooth about this. Break up, somewhat fractal breakdown, break up, break down. So at this point, I'm going to flag this as something like inconsistent playthrough, inconsistent delivery. And then what we can do, inconsistent delivery, weird chop at the top. And just for extra clarification, we'll like highlight it. Because once again, given the fact that I am forward testing right now, just for my own sake, we'll move this to waiting, just so we can keep an eye out on it. And I'll actually start writing comments. Ah, that's genius. I wish I could add a text box somewhere. How can I do this? And that way I can just keep text static on the page. Anchored text, I believe. Or a note. Or a table. Oh, that's cool. I don't even know. You could do that. Yeah, I would add something like a call out potentially. Or a note. Can I add a note? Yeah, I mean, that's not too bad. Or I could do, trying to figure out all the options here. So I choose the best one. Price note. I think I'll just say the price. Yep. And we could do like anchored text, which would be cool. Hello? I don't know how to feel about that. What we'll do is we'll do like a call out style thing. Where was it? Call out. We'll save this guy and then move it here next to text. So we have it. And yeah, Fastly, where do you go? Here we go. So I'll just do a simple note here on the 30-minute. And we'll change the color to, what color would fit the theme? Like a nice blue? Oh, not really. Darker blue? No. A darker blue. We can do gray. I don't know what this outline is, man. I don't like the outline. Border. We'll do that. And then text, we'll just say, didn't like how the 30-minute ranges started chopping instead of just naturally reaccumulating. Something like that. And then, oh, there we go. I thought I deleted everything. Anchored text will be removed soon with the anchor option switched on to get the same. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so yeah, don't like how the 30 minutes started chopping, and that's all we need. Jumping to a reel. Very clean delivery. Yeah, okay, now we're talking. We built out of whatever this was, sign of strength. Kind of continued delivering. It wasn't the cleanest. Let's go look at past trending environments. Beautiful. Yes, we're going to replay just for testing purposes and show you guys what this would look like on a 30, for example. On a 30, let's go to a point of like immense strength. Sign of strength started right here. So right past red news or earnings in this case, which is this guy on the 30. And we're just going to highlight general areas where I'd be interested in buying. At this point, buy right here, buy right here, falls back down, nothing to do, sign of strength, falls back down, but nothing set up. Nothing set up, falls back down, builds up. Beautiful, beautiful. Potentially, probably not. Nothing, builds back up, falls back down, all the way down. So I'd wait for a sign of strength. Sign of strength comes in. Potentially here and or here. Either one of these two. Either one of these two. Or that one. This one, this one, this one. I mean, you can just see where the entries would be available. Nothing. Potentially. Falls all the way back down beautifully. Like, even here. Beautiful. That's just a gap up. And we'll just do that. Now we're going to step down to 5 minute. I'm going to show you the opportunities, the endless opportunities that were available to follow this market, like far. Okay, no entry. Maybe that was a bad example. Entry, probably a loss or break even. Entry, nice break even. No entry. Yeah, actually, potentially entry. Really, last entry would be here, which is above area of potential entries. Potential entry, probably not. Potential entry, maybe. No entry, no entry. Beautiful entry. Probably lost or break even. Entry. Either, I mean, this might be a break even or a loss. Definitely not a loss if your stop loss is down here. So yeah, and run it up. And even here, good opportunity presented here. Continue pushing up. Entry here, break even. Pushes out. Nothing actually ends tapping you in. Tap in, probably a loss. Pushes back up, break or sideways, not break even. Go. That's the last I'd consider. Push up, sideways, no entry. Push up, sideways, 3 candle combo, potentially. And I believe that was it. So there's potential. Is it the cleanest of the cleanest? No, absolutely not. Is it something that will make you money in the long run? If you know how to enter and where to enter? Let's go back to this section. Because once again, this is helping me as well. Probably not traded any of this till sign of strength here. And then, yeah, I'd be in on all this. So let's step down. Wait for our retracements here on the 30. Entry here. Still sustains. Gets a little weird, so no longer touching it there. I'd be dragging this all the way down to here, but then we kind of fall back down. So to here, probably a couple losses in here, falls back down. At this point, in which we kind of build back up but fall back down. Chop. Wait for your sign of strength. Entry here. Potential entry here. It does get a little weird. Potential entry here. Potential entry, maybe trying to find something in there. Falls back down, builds back up. Sideways entry here. Oh, my bad. Entry here. Falls back down, builds back up. Entry here. Nothing there. And that's it. So then we step down to a 5 minute. Lovely. And we don't have enough data because I am waiting. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so at this point, yes, it moves nicely. And yes, we're undergoing one of those longer period, 30 minute periods. However, just needs time to build up. So I'll add a call out right here where we are in price. Whoa. Needs time to build out nicely. That's it. That's all we'll text wrap. Oh, that's cool. And we'll probably make this a 20. Too big. 18. 18's good. Italics looks pretty. Cool. And instead of white, we could do like a nice gray. I like that. Cool. Give it all the time it needs to build out. And even on the 4 hour, yeah, it's probably going to chop here for a little bit. Figs. I think I saw this. Oh, we're in replay mode. My bad. There we go. Now we're looking at the real. My bad. Okay. Yeah, we build out. Oh. And we are actually undergoing whatever this is. So, alert here in the morning. Get ready to roll. Add to our watch list. Boom. Move it to the top. Pricing wise, it does look a little questionable. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Came out of here. It might be worth a shot. Figs. Figs is actually doing the same as many other markets, but when you look at the delivery of it, chop. And that's really all we have. We'd have to like look at it this way. Potentially falls back down, chop. Good. A little questionable here, good. There's potential here. I'd give it a shot. Yeah, I'd say about there. If you look at past entries, really there's nothing clear. So Maybe. I'd add it to the maybes. House. I do remember looking at this guy and things just got really weird. Chop. That's it. Hopefully it's not on our list anymore. It is. It's on our maybe list. We'll keep it there. I'm thinking with this guy on our choppy. We did build out strong, whatever this was, sign of strength, but then maybe. Let's go look at other. The beautiful thing about this is we really built out of whatever this was. And then if we go look at past price delivery on the 4 hour, chop, 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 chop. A little bit of cleanliness, chop, 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 chop. Maybe a little bit of cleanliness here at the top. And I'm trying to see anything else. Yeah, this is one of those choppier, weird delivering markets. Still has potential. Realistically speaking, though, probably not, actually. Good, not on our list. Yeah, we do build out of whatever this was. Strong enough to really get out there. I do like how there's plenty of strength behind the moves. It's just a little... I don't like the giant gap there. It was earning, so give it the benefit. Fills back down. Probably wouldn't be looking at entries here, but would be looking at entries here. As long as we support this low, we're still good for longs. Let's see. Push up, entry, potential sideways entry, loss. Probably no other entry available. So this is a little bit of the weirder ones. I would still keep an eye out on it though. Tomorrow I could easily wake up and put on a crazy mover. So I'll add this. Oh, sick. We'll keep it on the waiting. Notice how analysis is somewhat consistent. Nope. Pump. TTI. Nope. Chop. Dawn. Dawn is one we just took off our list, or should have taken off our list. Yeah, this Dawn guy. This is what I was waiting for. Which, to be fair, let's go look at past price action. Because that's kind of our only indicator at this point. It looked all right. Yeah. So this was one of those markets that, yeah, I mean, you would have gotten your mover, you would have gotten your immediate break even, but something happened along the way. And I think good indications would have been these giant wicks. Orgo. So let me remove Dawn from this guy. Orgo. Looking at this giant accumulation coming out of whatever we were just in. I mean, even this longer period. Look at that. Looks all right. Immense strength. In trending market environments, it does move, and it moves quite nicely. It does move. A little bit of chop. That just comes with the market, I guess. Looking at other examples, even at this range, for example. Nice move. Has plenty of potential. Let's go look at this guy. Where did you go? Expansion, contraction, expansion, a little bit of chop, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion. It isn't too bad. I could see plenty of potential within this guy. It's just we'd have to wake up relatively quickly. We're kind of undergoing this like very, very long period stretch. So I'd add my alert. Boom, boom. Orgo. Add to our watch list. Probably send it to top. Tomorrow we might wake up and immediately take off. Just how we did in... even Rivian. Yeah, Rivian had a nice stretch down and then boom. At that point, Rivian is done. Which, I'm surprised Rivian wasn't on this list this time around. This is exactly... oh, no it is. Okay. We'll go back and take a look at it. We looked at all these, Dawn, org, whatever this is. SW? BW, my bad. Okay. Beautiful moving market, accumulation, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. A little bit of chop, and we get this giant like SOS out of it, and then contracting back into it. So what we're looking at right now, which is actually interesting, it is very similar to what we saw on... goodness, which one was it? maybe figs or house. This guy. These two, I wish you could rearrange these, but these two, notice, didn't like how the 30-minute started chopping. We built up, we fell down, we built up, we fell down, and then it was BW. We built up, failed to continue delivering, tried again, failed down. So at this point, I could most definitely see this as longer period chop. And probably if we have it on our list to remove it, which it isn't. So that's weird why I have it color coded here. Maybe it was at some point. Yeah, I could see this chopping around for a little bit. Nothing to do here. REPL. I think this was certainly not on our list, was it? I hope not. REPL, I have heard of it. Lots of money came into it. Just really weird. Even if you step down to 30. You gotta get like really lucky with these entries. Nothing to do here. VTYX. Looks weird. Choppy. Choppy, staying out. Cool. ELOS. Oh, EOLOS. Nope. XD. Doesn't look too bad. Expansion, contraction, expansion. Low wiki. Kind of like the signs we were seeing in other assets, which were a really good indication for us to stay out. But beautiful expansion, contraction, expansion. There's potential here. It's just we would have to take a step lower to see what's actually going on here. So probably on the 30. Oh boy. Oh boy. I can't wait till tomorrow. Market open. This thing's going to be on fire. Oh, and there's your entry on market open. You know what? We're setting this up right now. I'm not sure it's going to go. And I don't trade immediately after market open, but whatever this is, this thing is ready to run. Move it to like way on the top. Is this AT&T? No, AXT. What? Okay. Yeah, probably not. So now we have gone through, created. Whoa, all these markets are red. Holy. I don't know what's been going on here. But if we take a look at SPY, something big is coming. Let's go look at Bitcoin real quick. I want to look at a more reputable Bitcoin data feed. If we look at the 4-hour. And there you have it. Boom. When did I make this analysis? One day. Okay, well, that's beauty. Absolute beauty. And this thing's gonna continue plummeting. So let's see it run. That's funny. I haven't drew this out. And I think I wrote it out on a note too, because I was doing a little bit of Bitcoin forecasting. See what's going on the weekly. Oh yeah, this thing. If we get even a little stronger hold on one of these candles, that's like our sign of strength on the bearish side. Hopefully for something to continue pushing. But even on the 4-hour, oh my goodness, yeah. This thing is, we built out of whatever this was. Sign of strength. Oh man, we could get a nice little run to even 95, I could see. A little further. Cool. Let me take a quick little break, because once again, guys, this is rigorous on the mind. We can have so many markets sitting in front of the computer, not moving. It will destroy you a little bit. So let me take a little step back, and then we got lots of markets to sort through here. What I will do is we'll keep them as is and go one by one. Stand by. Okay. Take a little sip here. Take a nice little break. It is about to be 10, so wrapping up the day nicely. That being said, guys, I have been recording a little bit more than usual, but this is what I enjoy. This is what life is all about for me. So good stuff. Looking at SPY. SPY, very weak, starting to chop around. That's all we care about when it comes down to the relativity aspect. Now, any stock that is outperforming the SPY in this example, or QQQ or NQ, Can't even look at NQ. NQ is even far worse. Oh my. Yeah. Oh, and that's actually cool. I do remember saying we were going to be in chop, and there you go. Lo and behold. Now, any asset that is underperforming the SPY or NASDAQ or QQQ, whenever we have access to that. Yep. Any futures market, any general stock that follows that, what we're going to be looking for are stocks that are overperforming or performing better than the average. And then that's when these stocks pop up. Now, we are going to take a wonderful look at every stock we have within our watch list, update it accordingly. If some have updated and they don't belong there anymore, we'll move them to waiting. Otherwise, we'll keep them where they're at and set the alerts for tomorrow. Beautiful moving market, expansion, contraction, expansion, minor expansion, contraction, expansion. Beautiful thing. We are undergoing, even when you look at past price action, it's just beautiful, beautiful. So what I'm going to do is just simply go through the checklist. For some reason, I like this one a little better. It's a lot more descriptive. Price can be, no, never mind. We're going to stick to the simple one. Market delivering strongly, absolutely. No sideways or chop. Had a little bit of inconsistency here within price delivery. Cleared up very nicely. MAs are clean, smooth, not chopping. Beautiful. Expansion, contraction, clean sequence. Reaccumulation, attempting continuation. That's actually what we're doing on some fractal version. No failed sign of strength. Nope. Heading higher above MAs on retracement. Not messy at all. Nope. No signs of larger chop forming. Nope. Past price action is consistent with strong continuation. Absolutely. I see that. And overall clean environment. No weird back and forth. Minus this little segment. But looking at anything else, yeah, beautiful. Stepping up to the 30. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is going to be so beautiful tomorrow. If something sets up right here or continues and then, or even better, falls back down and then rebuilds back up, this is going to be so powerful. So at my alert set, if anything, I mean, this is going to be an alert that goes off very early within the session. So I'll even put it just at the high. Cool. Next asset. Oh my. When did I place this order? I haven't even touched the markets today. Well, I did early in the morning. Okay, beautiful. Huge accumulation. When we look at past market delivery, beautiful. Expansion, contraction, expansion, chop, expansion, contraction, expansion. This is perfection right here. And then look at where we are in the larger, oh my goodness. Yeah, this is like an early Apple type situation. Absolutely, even if we step up to daily, yeah. If you are in this, you are golden. You are golden, even for long-term investing per se. Jump down to 30. Did I place this order today? Yeah. Guys. Oh my goodness. This is beyond. Oh, I remember setting this one up. I think you may go back to the previous videos, which should be posted by now, but just absolute beauty in this. What are we at right now? We hit a total of 8 RR. 8 RR in one move, guys. Slightly under 8. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And guess what we're getting ready to do right now? Hopefully, this is more of a waiting type environment right now, because we did build up, and I'm kind of waiting. So what I would do is probably move this down to waiting. As good as it looks, there's no alerts. There's nothing to do right now. We're just waiting. LLY, beautiful expansion, probably in the contraction phase right now, minor contraction, if anything. Beautiful past price action, beautiful, beautiful entries, entries, entries. And now we are undergoing some level of contraction at this point. So while this is still developing and unclear, the only thing I could do is set an alert here. I'd like to see more bearishness come in so we can get more of a containment line that looks potentially something like that. Maybe not that steep, but a little steeper. But if you look at, yeah, this could break out tomorrow. I have my alert set ready for tomorrow. Gonna be a good day tomorrow. Beauty. Beauty. And if we look at accumulation momentum 1, 2, 3, going for 4. So we're starting to push it. But once again, remember our rule on the 30. Where was that? I can't find it. Yeah, it's in here though. If we go to our 30. I think it was something along the lines of consider looking. No. Trying to find it. Was it here? No. There was a rule where it said wow, I might have deleted it actually. I don't know where it went. There we go. This is the rule. In some rare scenarios with market strongly delivering up, consider adding a rule where you can get involved regardless of MB count. Yes. At this point on the 30, we are so far up that this is acting as a flush down at this point, which would restart accumulation, which is why I'm so okay following this. This guy, no past history. We just have to go off of this. But look at beautiful past entries. And yeah, I mean, no entry yet. So on this 30, what I'd be waiting for, remove this guy. But yeah, this is more of a waiting environment at this point on the 30. 4 hour on this guy. Very, maybe not so clean anymore. Let's go look at past price action. Very clean, very clean. A little questionable here at points. Somewhat clean, questionable, clean. Clean, clean, clean. Okay, so it definitely has the potential. At this point, however, yeah, I think we said as long as we don't break down pretty bad. So there's still potential here. I'm going to keep it still in the watchers. This guy, same thing. 4 hour. Not too sure about these deliveries. Okay, clean, clean, somewhat horrible, somewhat clean. It has potential to become clean. Very clean move. Where are we right now in market? There's potential here. And I have my alert set. We'll drag it down. Tomorrow in the morning, market open, all these are going to go off. So that's going to be interesting to see. Rivian. I think we talked about this one. This one is being a little weird. And at this point, we did break back down. So no longer have an alert on. And we are officially in some sort of chop, even if we build our way back up. Yeah, I'd consider this chop at this point. Move this guy down. ATEC. ATEC, how are we doing? Beautiful moves, beautiful extraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion. Undergoing a longer period breakdown. But if we make it over the MAs, even right here at this point, we are going to be in for some beautiful, beautiful longs. So good on us. 4 hour. Yeah, we built up. Curious what happened here. Boom, boom, boom. Still holding. At this point, however, you're starting to push it a little bit. You're entering the territory of chop. Given that we are still holding over this containment region, we could see a rebuild back up. So what I would end up doing likely is setting up an alert somewhere around here. Oh, not that. Setting up an alert somewhere around here. Still okay to start looking here. Chances are, like, if you would have taken this entry, this was just for testing. You are gonna get stopped out right on market open due to spreads and all that. But we'll continue keeping an eye out on it. Beautiful, beautiful market. Building out of if you want to consider this chop, not really. But yeah, building out, continuing higher. On the 30-minute though, beautiful, beautiful, larger flush down. And at this point, we're still sustaining. So yeah, I might consider an entry somewhere around here. Yeah, there's a few good entries in here. So nothing too crazy. It looks reasonable when you go and look at other markets here. The other past action. Very clean. Very clean. Very clean, very clean, very clean, very clean. Love it. Love it, love it. And then on the 30, we're looking at, yeah, I mean, you would have gotten stopped out here. So yeah, I'd leave it on my watch list. 4 hour on this guy. Somewhat clean prices. I don't like that giant jump. I don't like that giant jump. This one looks a little weirder. Very clean. Contraction, expansion, questionable. A little choppy here. You can see that MA's chop. So probably not on this guy. We'll have to get a really good example here, but okay. Looks all right. Yeah, probably not. Starting to look just a little weird. Maybe set an alert and keep eyes on it, but saying this 4 hour, it's just, we did build out of that. This would be our only prime example. Clean price action, expansion, contraction, chop, 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 expansion. So at this point, we build up, fail to deliver, acting weird, fall down. At this point, it's chop, 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 sign of strength, continue following it long, but it's just weird. So chances are, I'm going to throw in a note in here, a call out. Very likely to fail. Price is looking weird. 4 hour. I'm probably on the 30 as well. Past entries would have included maybe here or here. It's a little weird. Maybe you get a couple entries in here. Entry here, break even or loss. Entry here, go. Entry here, too high. It's okay. It is not the cleanest price, but it's also not the worst. We'll see how it plays out. I don't like it. We'll put it to... We'll leave it, but just for testing purposes to see how it plays out tomorrow. 4 hour on whatever this is. It's starting to look a little weird. We went through a chop. We fell back down. And this is still undergoing chop. So no longer interested in this guy. Could have been a sign of strength, even at this high. This is when I was looking at the market. At this point, I see this as larger chop. Nem. What's going on here? If we manage to fall back down, then yeah. But at this point, I see a little bit of potential off of this guy. So I'd do an alert probably somewhere around here. Yeah, it's got a little bit. It's got a little bit of fuel in it. Something about this doesn't feel right. Nope. Chop, 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 chop. How did this one look? Ooh, yeah. Okay, this was clean, clean, clean. Chop, chop, chop. So, yeah, this one has potential. This one just is weird. So waiting. And I'll do a call out on this day. Likely to fail and chop. Simple as that. And then where were we? Real. Real is one we just did, which looked not half bad. There's potential. DRH, I think we also just did earlier in our in this video. Delivery of markets, one clean is all right. Yep, I remember looking at this price action. So there's potential. I see something in it. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. And I could drag this just a little further. Because once these pick up, they're going to have so much room to run. So, you. This is one of those weirder ones where we have a lot of consecutive, you know, whatever this is. So we'll add an alert right here. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up to like 50 alerts. This is going to be great. Because on market open, they're all going to gap up or do something weird. Clean for the most part. Assuming this isn't a wick. This is a wick. So I don't know how to feel about this anymore. That might be a good indication that we should stay out of this market. Wick. Giving weird sentiment. Likely stay out. Oh, it was on news though. I think I did explain that earlier. So, yeah, it was on news. So there's still potential here. I could see this coming out, and I have my alert set somewhere around here. Still okay. Same with this guy. If we look at past price action, very unclear. Very unclear. Probably not on this guy. Or go. Let's go look at this example. Oh yeah, this example is clean. Expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. Minimal wicks, minimal chop in the MAs. Like this is smooth selling, smooth selling, smooth selling. This is, I want to show you guys a period of where it looked a little weird. So you guys see what I'm looking at with the MAs. And I'm not talking about like direct chop. I want to give you like a real life view of where it might be hit or miss. This might be an area. It's a little, I don't like how sharp these edges are. It's still okay to continue looking at it, I'd say. Looking at these guys, these should be a lot simpler to go through. Something about this doesn't feel right. And you're absolutely right to be feeling that way. Cool, chop. Rivian. Yep, chop. Q. I wonder why I said no to this guy. Let's see here. Needs time. We had like selling here, but if selling sustains, if bullish, and I'll put it in quotes so I know it's reversed, bullish sustains, good to follow. Otherwise, give it time. And we'll throw this at the top because this is likely to change very quickly. 4 hour, beautiful delivery. Looking at past price action, expansion, contraction, longer period of chop. So at this point, would continue following. At this point, likely stop following. Good for chop. And here on the 4 hour, it's looking all right. It will just need time to come in through another phase. So that's going second. Yep, this one certainly needs time. Whoa, we have a lot on our watch list, on our waiting. Yeah, I mean, I did like the strength that came into this guy, then it got very weird. Like, this is what I mean when I say MAs, I want them to be clear. Nothing about this is clear. This is clear. Let me go back so I can show you a better example. This is clear, a little chop here, a little questionable, but continued nicely. Then we continued higher, chop, 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 chop. Even though we're continuing higher, you're going to lose there. Chop, 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 then gets clean. Chop, gets clean. Chop, 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 gets clean. Chop, 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 gets clean. So that's particularly what I'm looking at. And then this was just beautiful. Look, there's no chop, sustained, consistent growth, expansion, contraction. And this was like, geez, a phase of 2000%. And if we start even from here, like 2000% is incredible. 2000%, guys, is... Y'all see that? Y'all see the potential behind a market like this of just coming out of a phase like this with immense strength. So, yeah, I don't know why I removed this off my list, actually. The 4 hour looks a little questionable. It does, but past action has proven itself to some extent with new money coming into it and clarity when this new money came into it. The only problem I could see here, like even here, we'll see if there was a buy stop here for us. Push up, sideways, maybe. Oh yeah, I do remember looking at this. I think it's because past price action, there's no real good entry per se. And we are pushing this limit right here. So if we sustain this and start building away from it, maybe. So I'll throw that in the maybe. 4 hour, good-ish. It's looking a little weird, just writing up the MAs. And then 30 minute, we built up, barely sustaining. So I'd like to see us get like above this price, if anything. So we'll throw this in a maybe, waiting. We did build out of this, but here now we're just undergoing this guy. The beautiful thing is that it's consistent, it's holding. So I would set an alert somewhere around here. And this is a market I may consider looking at. House. Up, just chop. Nothing to do here. We did form, we broke. So look at the narrative here. We built up, we broke down, chop. Waiting. Whoa. Lumen, what day was this? I placed this order today live on the charts for you guys. There you go. 4 hour, immense selling that came in. Step down to the 30. Came down for a quick pause. Very, very brief quick pause, like a single candle type thing. So it wasn't smooth selling. And then on the 5 minute at 11:20, yeah, which is when I was on the markets. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I wonder why it's on this list though. What changed? Why are we pending here? I think I was waiting for more bearishness to come in. I think, yeah, this is when I clocked it on here and then I came on this morning. Could be that. But aside from that, this market, if we're looking at sells, for example, consistent selling, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, a little bit of chop, expansion, contraction. Definitely has the potential to. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember now why. Accumulation momentum like 1, 2, 3, 4. Given that it's so bearish in this scenario, at this point, yeah, we're waiting for like an alert down here potentially. So we'll leave it as is. Forgot what asset was next. Yep, this guy was chopping. 4 hour I said was looking a little weird, which it is. It's looking a little weird. And now as we follow the narrative on the lower, we were building up. Some sign of strength or some sort of breakthrough that then failed down. And we're failing past all this. So it wasn't so much clear selling. Not so much clear selling, but rather a bit of chop that has caused this market to look weird. And we'll keep that there. I'll be interested to see how these play out. And it seems like we're starting to get our sign of strength out of this guy. I could see it on the 30 minute. It's going to look like very nice, consistent selling here across the board. And look at the potential this market has. It's beautiful. So I'd step down to the 30. Beautiful. And notice the difference. Like here, we're sustaining the strength with beautiful selling. This right here, you guys, is what can take off. I don't know why it's in my waiting list. I don't even have a note on it. And actually, it just came out of the chop today. Here, gotta check my phone real quick. Okay. Yeah, this guy is off the waiting list. And it's actually going to be placed somewhat high up on the watchers because, yeah, I could see this thing breaking out tomorrow. Add my alert. Whoa, am I out of alerts? Uh-oh, guys, that's a problem. I was actually waiting till Black Friday to buy their yearly plan, but now it seems like we're in some deep water here. What do I do? What do I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I got 4 alerts of assets. Oh, we can go ahead and delete this alert. Boom, boom. See if any of these have other alerts on them. Boom, boom. So we have another 2 alerts. Yeah, it's almost Black Friday, so I figured just give it a couple weeks and I'll be able to buy it at 50% off. Another alert here. This alert actually looks somewhat good. Delete this alert, and then we'll go back into these markets. But yeah, I could see this guy. Let me take another glance at it. Assuming we sustain, yeah, I could see us pushing higher on this guy. Cool. And then where were we on here? GM. Up. Oh, this guy just fell off. What happened? Brother, what happened? Now we're in just giant chop. Move this guy in general off the list. Okay, test him. Beautiful. Expansion, contraction, a little bit of chop here. You can see it in the MAs. Lots of chop, lots of chop. So probably at this point, no longer looking at this market. Continuing, maybe continuing. At this point, we are still sustaining this low, which is good. I don't know why I had a line here. That has nothing to do with it. Lots of consistent selling. I've seen a lot of very good entries like these that just take off from here on forward. So probably add an alert here. And then move this guy up. LVS, I think, was next. What is this? Las Vegas Sands. Moves pretty cleanly. I'm a little worried about this. So what I would do is move it up, but no alert on it. Frog, I think, was just looking atrocious. Yeah, no good history on this asset is what I noted. A little bit. Yeah, like one good stretch, a couple good stretches here of good runs under, you know, ideal conditions. But at this point, it's not bad. I'd want to wait for us to stabilize a little longer with the MAs. So one thing I could do is something more like this. And then maybe an alert here. So this guy's kind of on standby as well. Strong push, 30-minute. We're going to have beautiful selling that has come into here. Probably do something like that. I don't know why I said this might chop. This actually has a good amount of potential. And okay, we do have one more alert here that we can use. Looking at past price action, very clean deliveries. That's kind of all we have to work with. So it's all right. Very choppy, very questionable at times. As potential. We are kind of far down in the range though. We'll see how it plays out. We'll keep it there. And then we had PBF, which is also okay. I didn't like this chop right here. And I didn't like this chop right here. You guys can see these entries though, even on the 4 hour. It can move swiftly. I could see some potential behind this guy. It's not too bad. It's just a little bit of choppiness here. So I'd move it till maybe. I, unfortunately, probably am out of alerts. Yep, out of alerts. That's crazy. I never thought I'd be setting 500 alerts. 20 alerts, but... yeah, same with this guy. They're all in the same boat, pretty much. At this point, just waiting on this guy. I'm going to move it a little higher because it has plenty of potential for a sign of strength. And figs as well. If I go back up to 4 hour, expansion, huge contraction, expansion. Entry-wise, questionable. Maybe an entry here or an entry here. Let's go take a peek. Strong push up, potential entry, potential, oh, my bad, entry. Little chop, no entry, no entry, no entry. Start building a base, but on the third candle we get a new high, so new entry would be right here. Good entry for the most part. Let's go look at past action, which we actually don't have anything to work with, so we're going to flip and see what it looked like. A little e-liquid, a little chop here and there. But given recent price action, I think it's made a half decent recovery. What asset is that? Figs. 4 hour. Yeah. So, yeah, we have 20 plus markets tomorrow. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 markets ready to roll tomorrow. So yeah, chances are I'm going to wake up to a lot of alerts. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Once again, this is my watch list. Go and take a peek at it. Go and do your own testing. It takes a lot of time to form something like this, but also if you are an active day trader and you're on the charts all day anyway, might as well make them productive. Might as well go and find out what's good and what's not, you know? Actually, yeah, this is an okay sign of strength. I'd follow that. Let's get this video posted for you guys. Let's go ahead. All right, peace out, yo.